It is the RIOT podcast. This is the Wednesday, April 5th edition of the show. Only a few more days until Nikki comes back. She'll be joining us once again on Monday, so we're looking forward to that. But in the meantime, Isaiah, I had a question I wanted to ask you that I heard our colleague JR ask on his show. JR, if you listen to RadioU, the actual radio station, you know that JR is on in the evenings on RadioU, JR and Lex. And JR, I was asking about show riders. You ever heard of a rider? It's like in your contract if you're a big artist, like Ed Sheeran was the example he used. If you're a big artist on a big expensive tour, you get to write in like certain requirements of what should be in your dressing room prepared for your show.
Got it. So pretty much like your servants.
Kind of like whatever the company that's organizing the concert at each individual location, they need to provide this certain stuff for you.
The hospitality people make sure that these things are in there, and then so they're feeding you grapes or whatever it is.
And some of it is like stuff for the show, as in like I need to have a sound guy or like this kind of lighting or stuff like that, and that's important. But then they'll also have stuff for the dressing room. The classic one is Van Halen. They asked for a bowl of M&Ms with all the brown M&Ms removed. So
that's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. Now, the explanation for some of them is they write in like one ridiculous thing that's not because they actually want the ridiculous thing.
See if they'll do it.
It's to see if they're paying it, if they're actually reading the rider to make sure they're paying attention. So when you walk into the dressing room, you know, if they got that, then that means they did everything for us.
That means everything's good to go.
But if they miss the M&Ms, who knows what else they miss. So what would be your one thing that you would definitely want if we were going on a massive tour?
Mine would be a snack platter.
A snack platter? What needs to be on the snack platter?
What would be on it, you may be wondering.
I am wondering.
Peanut butter and jelly cut into triangles.
Okay.
On there. We're also going to do bagel bites. Have to be on there as well.
Fancy.
I need a thing of Fairlife milk, preferably in the fridge. No, 2%. And then that's all I would need.
That's all you need.
Some chilled glasses.
It sounds like you're having a birthday party for a preschooler.
Well, that's what I like.
That is what you like. For me, I think the simplest thing I could ask for is I'm like the author in Elf. I want it to be exactly 68 degrees.
Oh, you want it to be the right temperature?
It needs to be climate controlled. Actually, no, because I'm not sleeping in there. If I was sleeping, I'd be like a hotel. I'd be like, make it 40 degrees. Turn the air conditioner, break the air conditioner by making it so cold. But I just want it to be, I want to be comfortable. I don't want to walk in the room and be sweating. I don't want to walk in the room and be chilly and need a coat. I want to be climate controlled. Well, we got the climate control.
You're telling me you could ask for anything and you're going to be like, can you please set it at the right temperature?
Yeah, because I'll just eat whatever. I'll eat what they have.
But wouldn't you rather have something special?
If they have a veggie tray or whatever, as long as they don't do that, I'm just going to be fine. Just give me a bag of chips. I'll be a happy guy. But if I'm sweating while I'm eating the bag of chips, it's not going to be a good time for me.
That's why you make sure they have your V8 juice or whatever you like.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
That's what you go for, V8 also?
I don't know. V8 it's pretty unique, so that'd be another thing that if you wanted it, that could be a good thing to put on there as well. I like V8, so I'd be down for some V8.
I used to like V8. I've moved on.
Moved on out of the V8. Yeah. I haven't had it in years, but I remember liking it when I was a child.
Maybe some, Now you've got me on a different thought process, though. If I can have anything, give me some San Pellegrinos.
Some what now?
San Pellegrino.
That sounds familiar.
The Italian sparkling water. Blood orange flavor, if you please.
Oh, you know what I want now that I'm thinking about it?
What are you going with?
I want some of that sparkling.
Sparkling what?
You know, sparkling, that stuff you have on New Year's? That Martinelli's? Yeah. Give me that Martinelli's.
Out of all the things that you're going with?
Oh, I could use some Martinelli's. I love that sparkling. Oh, it's so good. Like as a child, they pour you little Martinelli's. You've got like a wine glass, and you're holding
You're feeling fancy.
Oh, you feel fancy. Your parents are drinking the real stuff, and you're down here. You feel like you're just a part of the moment.
You're knee high, but at least you feel like you're getting away with something.
Oh yeah, you got that.
And it did taste good.
It tastes so darn. You know, second glass maybe if there's enough. I mean, you get one of those bottles. You're getting 3 cups max.
Oh yeah,
and
they look
expensive.
way bigger than they actually
are.
It's
expensive. You pour it out of there, and then it's like real wine. Like you think you're gonna have all these glasses. You get 3 max. 3 max.
Yeah, so if you could have an unlimited supply of that, I guess that would be good to put on the tour.
Hook me up with some of that Martinelli's. Give me some Fairlife milk, a couple bagel bites, and a PB&J. Happy boy.
Well, now you know what you need to do if you want Isaiah and I to come out for a live event. That's the requirement.
You cut those peppers into triangles, I'm there.
Yeah, you want to give a rundown of what's in the show real quick?
Today,
since this is an intro.
Yeah. Today in the show, we talked about whether or not it is appropriate to post about your breakup after the breakup.
That was a good one.
We gave some advice there. Also, a bus driver got a GoFundMe started for her.
Yeah.
Because she was disciplining other people's kids.
Strong opinions from Isaiah on that.
Love that one. We also talk a little bit pet talk, whether or not how you should be treating your pet. Should they be treated like they're your partner?
Yeah, that was a wild one.
That was a wild one. And then we wrapped it up by talking about some women's basketball. I
like that.
We talked about some trash talk.
I like that women's basketball is in the news.
Talked about all the good stuff.
It's crazy that I would not even dream about talking about the men's basketball tournament. Like, it was such a snoozer, really.
It was.
Compared to the women's final and all the hubbub after it.
I mean, this women's basketball stuff has everything.
It's got it all.
I mean, you've got politics. You've got politics, feminism, women playing basketball, sports we all love. Equality. I mean, what more do you want? Trash talk?
It's got it all. Something for everybody.
Something for a little dabble for everybody.
All right. Well, enjoy the podcast. We'll catch you tomorrow.
See you guys.
Hudson and Isaiah seem like they know a lot about sports, yet somehow it's Nikki that always gets it right. The Riot, RadioU.
It sounds like Shrek 5 is in the works, and we're talking the original cast getting back together. Mike Myers as Shrek. Cameron Diaz. She hasn't hardly done any movies anymore. As Fiona. Eddie Murphy as Donkey. They're doing it. Shrek 5. This is according to the Illumination president, Chris Meledandri. Illumination, of course, is in charge of like the Mario movie that's out this weekend, and they do the Minion movies, and apparently they're going to be in charge of making a new Shrek. You ready for this?
For me, 5's a lot.
It is a lot. 4 was a lot.
Yeah, I don't really remember the 4th one, if I'm being honest.
Well, it's called Shrek Forever After. Get it? Well done there. That was in 2010. So it's been already 13 years since we last got an actual Shrek movie. Now, of course, Shrek heads will know that there's been Puss in Boots movies since then, but there's not been a new movie involving the original cast and the character of Shrek in 13 years. But that's all about to change.
Shrek Forever After wasn't bad now that I look at the pictures.
Oh, you saw it?
Oh, yeah, of course.
I don't know if I remember it. I don't know if I remember it. I think I felt that the Shrek movies took in many movie franchises, the first one is clearly the best, and then they get progressively worse. That's absolutely the case with Shrek, in my recollection. Although it's been a while since I've definitely seen certainly any of the sequels. I mean, if I've rewatched one, it's Shrek, and even that was a while ago.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember all of them now as I go back through to decide. Yep, Shrek 2, that's the one with the prince. Tries to steal Fiona. Shrek 3, this is the one that I remember, I think, the least.
What is Shrek 3?
I'm not even sure what this one is.
I mean,
I don't know if I've even seen this one.
Surely we've seen them. We were kids.
Shrek 3.
Our parents had to keep us entertained somehow.
I didn't see this one.
I don't.
But Shrek 4.
The first two are clear in my mind.
Shrek 4, I remember.
Okay, what happens in Shrek 4? Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
Shrek 4 is the one where he talks to, like, this little gremlin dude.
Okay.
And grants Shrek a wish that he essentially, like, leaves Fiona and his family and, like, lives in a different...
Why would he wish for that?
Because he went to the birthday party or whatever for his one kid and got all stressed out.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that?
No.
That coming back?
No,
it's a pretty good movie.
It is,
good. Yeah, it's a pretty good movie.
What?
Shrek 4 wasn't bad. I'll give him that. Shrek 5, I mean, we're getting to a lot of Shrek, but he's a good character.
Yeah, but it's been so long.
I'm not opposed to it,
though.
as long as it's good.
Yeah, I think, I mean, you can't help but be interested, intrigued. And something else that you might have heard about is, along with getting the cast back together for a new Shrek movie, it sounds like there could be some murmurs about a donkey spinoff movie as well, because Eddie Murphy himself, this was going back a few, I don't know how recently it was. It was recently. And he said they did a Puss in Boots movie. I was like, they should have did a donkey movie.
They should have.
Donkey is funnier than Puss in Boots.
He's a really Puss in Boots is a good character.
Puss in Boots is a pretty good character.
He's a good character. Donkey's
and what I've
really
seen
funny.
of the Puss in Boots follow-up stuff that's more recent, they just had a movie come out. It's not bad.
Yeah, the Puss in Boots stuff, people like Puss in Boots. He's pretty popular. I think Donkey could do its own little spin-off series as well. He's got a pretty great character in the movies.
The president of Illumination seems open to that. He said those comments were exciting. So it could happen. The Shrek 5, it sounds like it's going to happen, and then a Donkey spin-off movie could be in the works as well. I feel like this is
so far down the road, though. I feel like they should have done this like 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's way down the line. Maybe that means it's the perfect time, but it also, they're letting us know where they haven't even set anything in stone yet. I mean, it seems clear that it's happening, but what are we talking? We're probably talking like 2026 or something.
Yeah, that they're going to put that out. What's like, when you think about Shrek, what was it, Shrek 4 came out in 2010?
Yeah.
That means the original Shrek came out like in the early 2000s. Like, that was when you really need to put up the Donkey series and do all this jazz. Yeah. This is really getting far down the line.
I don't know. Maybe people were tired of it then, though.
I don't know.
Because I don't even think I saw 3 and 4.
I loved Shrek early in my childhood. I would have been so ready for a Donkey series.
Think about this, too. If you announce the Shrek, you're like talking about the Shrek thing now, but it's like 2-3 years from now. That means the kids that could hear this news and be like, yeah, new Shrek. By the time it comes out, they'll be like, I was a kid when I liked Shrek. They're too cool for it, you know?
You think so?
They're going to be like high schoolers. And they'll be like, Shrek is for babies.
See, but the kids now, their audience now is like, who the heck is Shrek?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
So who's their audience?
It's their parents telling them. It's maybe Puss in Boots kids.
It is.
They know more about Puss in Boots than Shrek.
They do.
And that's sad.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The worst of the riot. Radio U.
I think it's safe to say that we have become pet obsessed in the United States. You know, I think previous generations, they had pets, but they were more, you know, the dog helped you on the farm. He wrangled the sheep and whatever.
As it should be.
Yeah, sure.
That's what Jim does every day.
That's his job.
He's back there. He's rounding up the ants. That's what he's doing.
He's less of a pet and more of an employee that doesn't get paid. But nowadays, people see pets a little differently. And I can tell that because I've got a survey here that says that for pet owners, 42% of people are more likely to save money to put money away for unexpected pet expenses than to buy an expensive concert ticket or go on a vacation.
Well, that's just idiotic.
Yeah, right?
Probably the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Well, think about it.
You'd rather buy your dog a toy than go to Cancun?
This is unexpected.
Who is this they that we're speaking of?
This is 2,000 pet owners.
Well, they're wild.
2,000 pet owners say, no, when I see unexpected pet expenses, I'm thinking this is like if your pet suddenly has some kind of ailment. And because you got to take it to the vet, that's expensive.
It is. You better buy that puppy insurance if you're so worried.
It adds up. I've never done that. Have you done that?
They try to sell it to you every time. It's the dumbest thing ever. Unless you have a dog that's like a high risk. Other than that, I've seen my dog eat a rock. He's fine. He's purring along.
Well, he's due.
Okay.
He's due.
Yeah, he's doing
due
great.
for some issues. You better buy that pet insurance.
No, he's fine.
But that's not all, though. So 42% of people more likely to save up money and spend it on their pet expenses than go on use it for a vacation or use it for a concert ticket, things like that. But also, this is crazy, that pet owners get more joy of seeing their pet happy than seeing their partner happy.
Yet again, wild.
That is crazy, right?
You know what the old saying is?
What's that?
Happy wife.
Happy life.
Happy life.
Yeah.
So yet again, we're doing this all wrong, boys.
It doesn't make a lot of sense, especially when you think about it. Your pet is at least you have a dog. It's always happy.
That's what I was going to say. It's really easy to make my dog happy. So if I throw him like a string, he's very happy. He's like ecstatic. for like a good 15-minute period.
Yeah.
If I just throw him a random string.
That'd be great if that could work on your significant other as well.
I just threw a string at my girlfriend.
Yeah. But
that would not go over well.
the problem is, with pets, you get desensitized to it. To me, like my dog's always got a smile on her face.
Jim's always wagging his tail. He's a big wag his tail kind of guy.
Oh yeah.
And so he's always wagging his tail.
Yeah. So you just get numb to it.
Yeah.
But it's hard to make my wife happy.
Oh, yeah, it's much tougher, huh?
That's a real accomplishment if I feel like I can do that.
Yeah, it is.
So that I think
a lot of pride there. You're like, wow, look at me, I did it.
Yeah. So the results of this survey don't make a ton of sense to me. They also say that that we're more likely to spend $100 on your pet than your partner. Well, that's 41% to 59%. So I don't think that's exactly.
That cannot be.
That's what it says.
$100?
I don't know who they were surveying for this.
This is crazy
it doesn't
talk.
feel representative.
These people are treating their partner bad.
That's right.
That's what I'm thinking.
No wonder your partner's never happy.
Yeah, exactly. You won't even spend $100 on them.
You're not taking them to concerts and vacations. You're spending all the money on your dog.
Jeez, I'd lose my mind.
Yeah, this is a real survey.
We should get Jim another toy. No.
We're headed
He
in
has enough.
the wrong direction as a country.
The only thing Isaiah loves more than the riot is himself.
Someone who probably still lives with his mother and hates himself.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
Have you seen the viral TikTok going back? This is from a few days ago of the elderly bus driver cursing out the kids on the bus. Have you seen that one?
I have not seen this video.
It's a lady. She starts yelling at the kids. She goes, "I've had enough of you. I've had enough of you." And she's cursing at him.
Good.
She says, How much do you think any reasonable person could put up with that kind of stuff? She goes pretty hard on him.
Good.
And it racked up a ton of views on TikTok. Problem is, you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to curse at children, especially when you're an employee of the school system. So she wound up resigning. Her name is Jackie Miller. She was a school bus driver in Amherst, Ohio. But after she resigned, she apologized, but she says she doesn't take it back. Does that count as an apology? First of all,
maybe.
You'll buy it. She sounded sincere.
She sounds like
She sounds sincere. And then if you hear her side of the story, she says those kids, they're a menace every time they get on the bus. And she has asthma, and they intentionally, at least allegedly, were aggravating her asthma, trying, spraying perfume and stuff like that. And so she had enough. It's dangerous. You could see, I don't know if it's from her being upset or from the asthma, but her face is all red in the video. And so she resigned, though. And she is now finding some support in the form of a GoFundMe campaign that's been started for her. And it seems like other teachers or other bus drivers, it says, well, in the GoFundMe campaign, it says, bus drivers, teachers, and janitors are the hardest working people and a huge influence on our children. Yet they continue to be underpaid and underappreciated. True, probably. And kids these days are out of control, and no one is allowed to reprimand them in fear of losing their job.
That is the truth. Let me tell you this much. If my child was one of the kids in this video causing issues on the bus, I mean, them getting cursed at is the least of their worries.
That's the least of their worries.
They better be shaking in their boots when they get home, because it's immediate. I mean, you're getting grounded, you're getting spanked. I mean, it's automatic. You're in so much trouble. And so for these kids, you know what happened is these same kids probably have not even been reprimanded since.
It seems likely. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me at all. If you're a parent of those kids and you see that's their bus driver going viral on TikTok, that comes up on your For You feed, you're like, what's going on with this? Get this lady out of here. But, not my precious Ashley.
Not my precious baby. He would never do anything like that.
She would never.
He would never do that.
Spray perfume to aggravate the bus driver? He
would never do that. You must be mistaken. It could not be my 6-year-old.
This bus driver, for the GoFundMe campaign, it wasn't started by her, but it's supposed to help her out, has now raised over $53,000.
Boom.
Yeah.
Good for her.
I can't imagine that all is going to her, right?
I don't really know. How does it work?
I don't know. Like, What does she need $53,000? I mean, we all
she
could
got
use
fired.
it. We all could use, yeah, but how long is she going to be out of work?
She looks old.
So she could just retire or something.
Yeah, once
I don't
she
really
makes
know how
some
it
money.
works. Yeah.
You got to make
She
money before
retire
you
on the
can just retire.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess if she could just retire then, she would have already been retired.
I mean, you think about it, there's about, like a month left of school left?
yeah.
Right?
She
And
wasn't going to
so-
make $53,000 in a month.
In this final month of the year.
But some school bus drivers drive all year round.
Oh, true.
Like, there's other things. But, okay, let me ask you this. Did you ever have any run-ins on the school bus?
No.
And no bad school bus drivers? Didn't you have one that was a Steelers fan always giving you crap?
Yeah, that was my school bus driver, Cindy. But she was awesome, though. But she was just a Steelers fan. So then that was a negative for me.
You had
But
a
she
lot
was
to
a really
brag about.
awesome school bus driver.
But that was the worst experience you had?
That was the worst one. I was never bad.
Uh-huh.
You want to know why I wasn't bad? Because I was scared that if I was bad, I was going to go home and my parents were going to be mad at me. I feared my parents more enough to where I wouldn't be bad at school.
Yeah, I guess we got
Clearly, these kids do not.
to make kids afraid again.
You have to be
If
afraid.
you're listening to Isaiah.
Disinformation, mispronunciations, bad impressions. That's Hudson. This is The Riot on Radio U.
Lionel Messi, he's done just about everything there is to do when it comes to soccer. He's accomplished it all, except one thing, becoming the highest paid athlete of all time. But that all might be about to change. Check this out. Apparently, Lionel Messi has been offered a contract with a soccer team in Saudi Arabia called Al Hilal. It would pay him 400 million euros a year. That's basically the same as dollars. So $400 million a year Lionel Messi would be making if he were to go ahead and go to Saudi Arabia. Can you believe that?
That's a lot of money.
That's for sure.
It's a lot of moolah.
I'd be happy if I made 400 million euros in my lifetime.
Yeah, that's a lot. Like, I mean, we never will.
Yeah, probably not. But you know what? Here's what's even crazier. He's probably not going to take it.
Really?
He's probably not going to make the trip over to Saudi Arabia and take that contract. It sounds like the rumors swirling are that he is committed to staying in Europe and playing in Europe, where obviously he'll still make a ton of money, but he won't be making 400 million euros a year.
He is currently the highest paid athlete in the world.
Oh, so he already accomplished that too.
Like, yeah, he's the number one athlete in the world. Pay-wise, he makes more than LeBron, Ronaldo, Neymar, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Roger Federer, round out the top 7.
How much is he making?
It says right now, 2022, he's making $190 million.
Oh, see, Cristiano Ronaldo is going to overtake him because he also recently took a contract to move to Saudi Arabia. So he's going to be making about 200 million.
Got it. That makes sense.
Yeah. So this would put Lionel back on top. I feel like he's going to overcome that, what Ronaldo is making either way, but he could double it. He could double it by going to Saudi Arabia. But yeah, like, do you think you find it honorable that he wants to stay in Europe? Because this would be like, obviously there's a lot of Saudi money going around in all kinds of sports right now. So this would be like if LeBron left the NBA to go play in Saudi Arabia. It wouldn't be the same kind of league, even if he could make way more money doing it.
Yeah, I think for him, I don't know. I'm not really familiar with the whole soccer scene over there in Europe.
Well, I mean, I'm not super into it either. I just know that it's clearly different. Like they call it the Premier League.
Premier League, yeah.
But even if you're playing in Spain or just any of those European leagues are way different, way more prestigious. And obviously, I feel like that's part of what these Saudi Arabian clubs are trying to change. But they're also just trying to, they've got a lot of money to throw around. And so they're doing it. But it just, that it'd be like China or LeBron going to China or going to Saudi Arabia. It'd be like Tiger joining Live Golf. Even that, I don't think. Like, that's closer to the PGA than this would be in this world. So it's crazy that, imagine being able to turn down $400 million and being okay with that.
That's
$400
wild.
million a year.
400 mil? I mean, this year he made like 200 mil. So it would be double what he made this year. But at the same time, once you make 200 mil, You know what's 400 mil?
Right.
What's 800 mil?
Would you even actually notice?
You wouldn't notice because right now you can spend money on anything that you want.
How would your life meaningfully change if you went from 200 million a year to 400 million?
Like right now, at 200 million a year, you have unlimited money. You're not spending that in a year. I don't know how you would even do it, but
Yeah.
you're not spending it in a year.
Well, it sounds like he's, everybody wants more, but he doesn't want that much more if it means going to Saudi Arabia. So, I guess that's good. I guess that's good for him.
Good for him.
Yeah, he's still got something to accomplish in Europe, I guess.
Add a little Riot to your Instagram feed. Follow at RadioU Official. The Riot. Radio U.
I've joked and we've thrown around the idea on the show of eating bear meat, but I didn't know it was something that's actually fairly common in other countries.
Not so much here in the United States.
Not very common anymore, although I was doing a little research, and apparently back in olden times, even people in the United States would eat bears. It wasn't that uncommon, especially if you go in the United States, like you're going up to Alaska, you're going up in Canada, fairly normal to eat bear.
You'd think it would be.
In the past.
Are we not allowed to shoot bears?
No,
Is that against the rules?
It depends where you go. Sometimes there's bear hunting season. This is also something I just did in lead up to this. I was doing some research. I'm not going to come.
You
come
did
in
some
here.
bear hunting?
I didn't do bear hunt. I did some bear hunting on information. And so I'm not going to come in here like a dummy and not know anything about this.
That's my job.
Yeah. So it used to be what were we talking about? The hunting. There is hunting season for bears, but that's really typically meant to because the bears have no natural predators. So we can't have their numbers getting out of control.
Makes sense.
So we have to be the predator.
As we should.
What makes sense would be to put that meat to good use on the bear. Don't just make a skin rug out of it. Actually go ahead and taste it. Get some sustenance from it. And that's exactly what they're doing in Japan. But in Japan, it is so common for bear meat that they've actually, in the northern prefecture of Akita, they have installed bear vending machines, which are not vending machines for bears to purchase snacks from. Not a black bear walking up there getting Cheetos. It's vending machines filled with bear meat, locally sourced bear meat.
Kind of like beef jerky-ish?
Yeah, I don't know how it's prepared.
Has to be, right?
Jerkify. I mean, if it's refrigerated or frozen, then then you could have it that way as well. Keep it fresh. I don't know exactly, but they say that it's been making a lot of money. That the bear vending machine, because they're in that prefecture of Akita, they have a large bear population, and so it's fairly routine that they do have to hunt and kill the bears. And then they're doing what seems to be the right thing, putting that bear meat to good use, and people are literally eating it up. Would you ever eat bear?
I think I'd give it a rip.
You'd give it a shot, huh?
If it was like a beef jerky type, I'd be willing to give it a go.
Mitch texted in. Mitch says bear jerky is incredible and it's popular in New England.
Why don't you send us some in, Ben?
Yeah, that'd be a great food fight,
Mitch,
actually, on the show. Could Nikki bring herself?
You know what we do?
What do we do?
We don't tell her that it's bear jerky.
It's just a jerky food fight.
It's just a jerky food. It's a what's it? Massachusetts? Is that where it's popular?
He said
it's
New
a
England.
Massachusetts.
Uh-huh.
Jerky food fight.
I've got family coming in from New England today.
Oh yeah.
I should have told them to bring some.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Hunt down some bear jerky.
Bring it to
it
us.
in.
And then we get to see Nikki be like, "Oh my, this is pretty good.
It's tasty.
This is good. What kind of animal is this?" And that's when we say, "Oh yeah, it's bear."
Yeah.
And that's when she would
You think
be
that would
crushed.
break her heart?
I think she might be a little upset, but I think it would be funny for the show, though.
It would be, and that's
The content would be great.
That's what's most important.
We're searching for content here.
Yeah.
We're not about her feelings.
Who cares about feelings?
Yeah.
So there it is. I'm sincere. I'm sincere in saying I would love to try. I would love to try eating bear. It feels a little wrong because bears are they're sweet animals.
What?
What do you mean?
They're sweet animals.
They're cute. Like they're much cuter than
Depends on the bear.
Most of the animals we eat in
It's
the
all
United
bear to
States we're
bear.
normally eating not very cute. Can you agree with that?
I feel like the majority of the animals we eat, though, are nicer than bears are.
They're
Bears
just
are
not,
kind of scary.
yeah, but they're cute though.
I mean, they're cute to look at, yes.
Out of all the animals that we do eat, I would want to hug a bear over any of them.
till it rips your face off.
Yeah, that's right. Got to get even by
Yeah.
eating it.
The Riot with Hudson and Nikki on Radio U.
What do you feel about posting about your breakup on social media after the fact? Once everything's gone down, do you post or you just kind of let it be?
You're saying like me saying that I ended it with somebody?
Would you
Or got broken up
no
with?
matter how it plays out, or is it different for different situations? I have a reason I'm bringing this up, but I want your first thoughts before I go into the details.
I'm going to say you do not need to post anything.
You don't need to?
I think in very, very few situations do you need to post anything on social media that says me and whoever are no longer together.
You think it's a bad look?
I think it's a terrible look.
You think so?
I think it's an awful look. I think you should just keep to yourself.
Listen to
on that.
this. Janaea texted in. She said, heard you guys talk a lot about relationships on the show. I want to see what you guys think of this. Her and her boyfriend have been going out for about 2 years. After a while, she says, it wasn't working out. She still likes him, but it's not a long-term thing. So she broke up with him. But now he has turned around and posted on socials bad-mouthing her and saying that he broke up with her, even though that's not the case. Bad look, right?
Terrible look for
Obviously,
him.
that's a bad look. But the question she's asking is, what does she do?
I think you just let it roll.
You just let it roll.
You just let it go. Like if that's clearly an immature move. So it
Obviously.
sounds like you made the right decision.
Yes.
If I had to guess, but I think you just let it go. And the people that are in your life that matter, you just tell them what actually happened.
Yeah.
And how much of an idiot this guy is, clearly. And then the people that he has on social medias or whatever, those friends that you guys shared, if they think that he broke up with you, I mean, who cares? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who breaks up with who. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make you a better person. It doesn't make you more valuable if you were the one that broke up with them. So I don't really think that there's much to dig into for her there. So I would say that you're good. I would say that's okay.
That's some wise advice, I think. It is tough because it's one thing if he was posting about the breakup and he was telling the truth about it, but still kind of bad-mouthing you. Because, that's one thing. But he's giving everybody a false story. That really adds an extra layer of insult to the whole situation. I think that makes it tough to hold your tongue. But it is the right thing to do, isn't it?
I think you just let it go. And the other thing, too, is, it's obviously a weak move.
Yeah.
To pull the whole, no, I broke up with you thing. Really? That just sounds a little bit insecure on his side, if I'm being honest about the whole, no, I'm the one who broke up with you. Because yet again, just because you're the one that ended things, that doesn't make you that doesn't mean that you're in the right. That doesn't mean that you're the better person anyway, or the more valuable person. So I think it's crazy to claim that and post it online. I think when things end, she even said, she's like, there wasn't any true reasons for it to end. It just wasn't working out. It's not a long-term thing.
Yeah.
And so, it sounds like he's upset about it, which is understandable because they dated for 2 years. But he's not going about this the right way.
Yeah. Let's think about this angle.
Mm-hmm.
From his perspective, he's out there posting. Obviously, you're going to get a bunch of attention and probably a lot of sympathy. It's going to be pretty crazy for somebody to call you out on your post if you're posting, yeah, I broke up with her, she sucked, she whatever.
I wonder what the bad mouthing was. I wonder what he said about her.
Yeah, she didn't go into detail or send screenshots
helpful.
or anything, but we don't need that. But
I'd love it though.
He's going to get a lot of sympathy, but then let's think you're an eligible lady and you're seeing that. You think that's
No
adding
way.
value? It makes you look less dateable, doesn't it?
It does, yes. Yeah, so I broke up with her, so she wasn't really doing what I was hoping she would, so I ended up ending things with her. It makes you look like...
And now let me publicly call her out on all
Yeah, you
of
look
her.
like an idiot, masculine fool. You look wild. I think whoever gets broken up with usually gets more sympathy than the breakup-er. If you're the breakup-er, usually that's the tougher position to be in.
Yeah.
Because you're not getting any sympathy. You're the one who ended things. If you get broken up with, that's where you can, if you want to play the sympathy card, that's where you can play it. This dude playing it all wrong looks ridiculous.
Yeah. But I think our show stance is going to be whether somebody's making stuff up about you or not, whether you're the first or second to post or whatever, a breakup goes down, you just let it be.
You don't
Let
need
it
to
be.
post about it.
Move on. I always think that's the best thing is always move on.
While Isaiah is wishing for a girlfriend, Nikki and Hudson are just wishing for any friend at all. The Riot. Radio U.
Isaiah, it's time for our Wednesday tradition. It's Would You Rather Wednesday. We got a great question. Who texted this one in?
It was Janet.
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 Are you sure about that?
It was Janet.
Janet texted in, Would you rather Wednesday? Would you rather eat whatever you want and still be healthy, or only need to sleep 1 hour a day and be rested? That's all it would take.
She said she was recently listening to the podcast and wanted to text this one in. So a podcast listener.
Nice. Well, thanks, Janet, for listening, and thanks for texting in. Now we need to hear from you. What are you thinking at 877-2-RADIO-U? Isaiah, first thoughts. Would you rather be able to eat whatever you want and not have to worry about the health consequences, or only sleep 1 hour a day to be rested?
See, that's a great question. And I cannot decide in which way I want to go. I'm very back and forth on this one. It would be awesome to eat whatever I want.
Yeah.
Because right now I'm eating very healthy. So I know that it would be so much more fun if I could just eat anything. But at the same time, getting 1 hour of sleep would be so beneficial. If I could just always be fully rested, never be tired, I could stay up as late as I want. I could be super productive. There'd be so many better things that I could do at nighttime. So I'm back and forth. I think I know which one I'm leaning towards at this point.
I have a strong take on this, at least for me. I'm not saying that my answer would be for everybody, but I know for me, it's absolutely the 1 hour of sleep, because I don't eat whatever I want completely, but I'm not that far from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I could eat whatever I want and not have to worry about the health consequences, it wouldn't change actually all that much of my diet, I don't think. Maybe I would eat more, but then it just becomes more expensive. So it wouldn't change that much for me.
But maybe you would be super fit though.
I don't know if I'd be that much more fit. That still wouldn't work out. You think I'd work out?
You would be super fit though.
If I only had to sleep 1 hour a night, you know what I might have time to do? Might make time to do is work out. While everybody else is asleep, there's what better time to work out than
That's
then?
true.
So I think absolutely I'm going with 1 hour of sleep, because I also think if I'm eating whatever I want, I think, yes, you do gain some weight, but I think, at least for me, again, I surely would be I'd weigh less. I'd have a little less of a...
You'd have a six-pack.
See, I don't even know about that.
You would.
I don't think I've ever had a six-pack, and when I was younger, I could eat whatever I want.
But like if you have perfect nutrition, no matter what, you'll have a six-pack. That's just the factual
That's just
truth.
how it works.
That's just how it works.
Yeah, but I'd have to actually build muscle.
You'd have to have abs, yeah. So whatever your abs would be there, they would show.
If I was in perfect shape as far as like body fat wise, I think my stomach would just be transparent.
You would be flat.
There'd still be no muscle there.
Yeah, you'd have to build a little bit of muscle, and then it would show.
I think it would curve inwards. That's what it would do.
So you're saying there's just no muscle on you?
Yes, exactly.
Got it.
But if I if I could only sleep 1 hour a day, I think I would be so much more productive.
You'd have a lot more time to watch your shows.
I'd be caught up on everything.
You'd know. You'd see every movie. You'd have a lot of time.
Because it's not just the fact that you'd have more hours in the day to get stuff done. You'd have hours in the day where nobody else is awake. Everybody else has to get the full hours of sleep. So that's just time. That's just you time. And I like me time.
But let me ask you this.
Okay.
Is there such thing as too much time?
I'd like to find out.
I'd like to find out too.
Yeah. Would you rather Wednesday from Janet? Would you rather eat whatever you want and still have perfect nutrition, or only need to sleep 1 hour a day? 877-2-RADIO-U. Text it with your answer. Isaiah will give us his take next as well.
Find more Riot content online. Riot.radiou.com.
It's Would You Rather Wednesday, and the question is, would you rather be able to eat whatever you want and still be healthy, still have perfect nutrition, or would you rather be able to function and be not tired on 1 hour of sleep? So I say definitely the 1 hour of sleep, because even when I get 6, 7, 8 hours of sleep, I still feel tired a lot. So if I could just have 1 hour of sleep and actually be rested, that'd be a nice change for me. The texts are coming in. My mom texted in and she said she wants to eat whatever she wants because that she doesn't like healthy foods as much as she should. And this is a good point. She already functions on so little sleep.
There you go.
That's a fair point.
I like it. I like your thinking.
But then Tommy basically agrees with me. Tommy says, definitely 1 hour of sleep. Much like you all, would have more time to do everything I want to do, but also I can negate all the hours spent at work, the same number of hours outside of work, plus some. That's a good point. Like you're spending, if you break everything up into 8 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours, if you split your day into thirds like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're spending as much time awake at work as you are awake not at work. And that's not a good balance, is it?
It's not. Obviously everybody wants more free time than work time.
Yeah. So what is your opinion? We got more text, but I want to hear what you were thinking.
I think that I've went back and forth. At first I thought I was going to go with the sleep because I'm always tired right now. But I think over the time of like listening to people's answers, thinking to myself, I'm going to go with eating whatever I want for the long term because it's for your whole life. And I think that the sleep thing right now, like Monday through Friday, if I only had to sleep for 1 hour to be fully rested, I think I would still sleep for more. I think it would just go to waste because between like 10 o'clock at night and like 6 o'clock in the morning, I don't think I'm going to do anything that's worthwhile. Like
Why not?
I feel like I get everything done in the day I need to get done.
Don't you feel like you have hard time squeezing in going to the gym every day?
I go to the gym every day now.
Yeah,
so,
but it's a tough squeeze.
But I always get it done. And so, but I feel like I get everything done in the day. Like, yeah, I'd probably stay up a little bit later. Like I would do like last night I would have got my laundry done. That's what I would have stayed up till midnight and I would have done my laundry and I would have been well rested today. But I still would have slept, I think, a good amount of time. I still would have slept like 4 or 5 hours probably anyway.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what I would have done between like midnight and 5. What I would end up doing probably if I only need to get 1 hour of sleep every night is watching like movies and TV and stuff, which I think is a waste. Like for those hours because nobody else is awake. Like I can't hang out with my friends because unfortunately they need sleep. But the food thing, if I was able to eat anything I want, as you get older, I think like when you're 50, 60, 70 years old, food is such an enjoyable thing.
It
like
is
going
enjoyable.
out to dinner, that's like that's like the most exciting part of the week. Where I think Monday through Friday right now, if I only had to get 1 hour of sleep every night, it would feel like it takes forever to get to the weekend. Because then like at least at nighttime, you go to bed, you wake up, it feels like it was like 10 minutes, and then your week's over real fast. But if you're awake all the time, your weeks are going to crawl, and then the weekends, you don't get to eat whatever you want. And that's what I want to be able to do.
That is a good point that you might drive yourself a little insane because like Brandon texted in. Brandon said, not sleeping would be awesome. More time to get and keep the house clean, which we all have. First of all, everybody and myself included that's texting in saying they'd take the no sleep option is we have these delusions of grandeur of what we'd be doing with this time, where the truth is eventually we'd probably just wind up watching a bunch of movie and TV shows, which is fine.
It's cool, yeah.
That'd be nice to have more time to do that, but eventually you're just going to run out of stuff and it's just going to wear on you, especially
you're going to sleep anyway.
Isaiah's talking like you can sleep when you're dead type talk. You know, like when you're old and retired, you already have a tough time filling your day with stuff. You know
like,
what I mean?
Think about how many naps. Think about how many naps retired people are taking.
Well, hold on now.
I'm just saying. They've got all the time in the world to do whatever they want all day.
But this could be what really kicks me over to the edge to the sleeping thing. I might only need 1 hour of sleep, but that doesn't mean I can't sleep more.
But then why wouldn't you just pick the food then?
Because I want to have the option.
You're like, I'll take the 1 hour of sleep, but I'm just not going to use it though.
It's from time to time, especially when I get older, I'm sure that I'd sleep more than an hour, even if that's all I needed.
Oh, you would, but then you wouldn't be able to eat whatever you want.
Susanna says, probably sleep, but it would be hard not to overeat if I'm awake all the time.
Yeah, it would. That's a good one too.
That's a good one. Let's see. Desiree says, I would rather eat whatever I want. I love food, but my health does not allow me to eat the foods I would love to eat. You could eat
dessert. Think about how happy you'd be if you could eat dessert with every meal. Think about how happy your little life would be.
And when people give you, like, because there's people that love to look down on you if you're like me and Isaiah, where we don't like to eat vegetables, you know, I always feel like I have to, obligatory have to go with like putting whatever vegetable if I'm going out somewhere, if I'm at somebody's for dinner. And I guess maybe you'd still feel obligated to do that, but at the same time, you could just be like, actually, I have this thing where I can eat whatever I want. So
I'll just take the cake.
My body just converts the steak into vitamin C. It's amazing.
Oh, 2 pieces of cheesecake, please. I'll take 2 pieces of cheesecake.
It doesn't matter.
And a cookie.
We're not sure who behaves worse, the Riot or their dogs.
I don't even know how to behave like a real human being.
The Riot, Radio U.
A lot of headlines have been going down since the women's NCAA basketball championship took place on Sunday night. The big headline from the game was Angel Reese from LSU was caught trash talking. How else would you put it? Trash talking. Caitlin Clark. Taunting, maybe some would say. Caitlin Clark, the star player for Iowa, who wound up losing the national championship game. And since then, there's been a lot of pearl clutching, people a little sensitive about the whole situation.
People are upset, both ways.
Saying that it's classless, it's rude, that, you know, it shouldn't have happened. I'm definitely anti that take. Pro trash talk. Love
I am too.
The more, the merrier. Sometimes, I admit I'm not consistent on this because sometimes trash talk makes me love a player more. Sometimes trash talk makes me hate a player more, but at least it makes it more interesting.
It does.
And it shows you, I think, something that people don't think about is it reminds you that the players actually care.
They do.
Especially once you get to pro sports. Sometimes I don't think the players actually care as much as we as fans care. And so it's good to see that it actually means something to them. So Caitlin Clark, the star player for Iowa that was on the receiving end of the trash talk, she has come out and said that she doesn't think that Angel Reese from LSU should be receiving criticism and backlash for the trash talking. She said, "Men have always had trash talk. You should be able to play with that emotion. That's how every girl should continue to play."
What's she gonna say?
I think she could
have said, "Oh, poor me. Yeah, she was awful mean to me after the game ended." Come on. Well, she's gonna say that no matter what.
She could say what some other people are saying and say, "I'm okay with trash talk, but it was pretty classless, you know, just pretty rude. Let your play on the court speak for itself. You don't have to come rub it in after the game."
But then she would just be a hypocrite because she trash talked the whole tournament too.
Which is one of the things that makes her a star, right?
Yeah, so she can't, there's no way she could have said anything other than that. She has to say that.
And she also addressed something that I feel is almost as egregious. I think it's more egregious. I don't know if you heard about the First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden, saying that she thought because Iowa played such a great game, she was going to try to talk to the president himself and say that Iowa should be invited to the White House as well as LSU. Caitlin Clark is not on board with that. She says, "I don't think the runner-ups usually go to the White House. I think LSU should enjoy that moment." So it doesn't sound like she's in on it. But then Angel Reese of LSU also has declined to go to the White House because she doesn't like that Jill Biden was going to invite Iowa as well. What do you make of that?
I think we might just have to stop doing the whole White House thing.
You think so?
Everybody, you're either declining it or they don't want to go. They do want to go. They want to go to them, but they don't want to go to them. The winners get to go.
The losers get to go.
Like, Angel Reese said she wants to go. She doesn't want to go hang out with the Biden. Said she wants to go hang out with the Obamas. That's what she said. So I think we just cut out the whole...
I'd probably rather hang out with them too.
I think we should just cut out the whole White House trip because clearly... it just causes a little bit of controversy. Some people want to go see Biden. Some people want to go see Trump. Some people want to go see Obama. Like, at this point, I think it's just, I think maybe we just cut that out.
I think the White House thing should just be simple. And it used to be the winner goes and you just go.
Well, the Bidens are just confused, but that's not new. So that's how it goes.
It's not even a political thing. Like, to me, if I won a championship, even if I didn't like the president, if it wasn't a person I would vote for or choose, I still think I would go in almost every case. And so it's just crazy that people are turning it down. But it's also
And
crise that they're inviting people
they're inviting
that lost.
losers.
Yeah, that does rub me the wrong way.
Again, they're just confused. It's okay.
That is egregious. That's unacceptable. But apparently now maybe nobody will go, is what it sounds like. Isaiah,
I guess not.
Isaiah will get his wish.
Maybe they'll invite me. Who knows?
Yeah, that's right.
At this point, they're inviting anybody.
That's enough of that. For more Riot content, head to riot.radiou.com.